temperature of 6. In Sioux Falls, it was mostly cloudy with a temperature of 29. At Watertown, it was cloudy with a temperature of 33. In Iowa, at Mason City, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 27. At Des Moines, it was mostly cloudy with a temperature of 40. In Sioux City, it was cloudy with a temperature of 33. Once again at 6 p.m. in the Twin Cities, it was 30 degrees and the wind chill was 22 under partly cloudy skies. This is where the radio station KEC 65 Minneapolis, St. Paul, on a frequency of 162.550 megahertz, serving listeners throughout much of east central Minnesota and west central Wisconsin. We broadcast from the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Chanhassen, Minnesota, and transmit from the KSTP Eyewitness News Television Tower in St. Paul. The current time is 6:31 p.m. Central Standard Time. Winter storm watch in effect from Tuesday evening through Thursday afternoon. What? Heavy snow possible. Total snow accumulations of greater than 12 inches possible. Winds can gust as high as 45 miles per hour and lead to areas of blowing snow. Blizzard conditions possible. Where? Portions of central, east central, south central, southeast and west central Minnesota and northwest and west central Wisconsin. When? From Tuesday evening through Thursday afternoon. The following impacts are expected. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. Areas
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back here to another live stream here for today. We got ourselves a lot of information to talk about, my friends, as this crazy winter system is getting ready to really kick off across the country. We're expecting a lot of heavy impacts out of this thing, seriously, in the forms of possible severe weather, winter weather as well, in terms of, ice and snow. I mean, we're seeing possible feet of snow here, which is definitely going to be pretty daggone crazy here. But anyways, my friends, hope everyone is doing all right out there. Once again, I'm glad to have you guys here for today. Let's go and see who is here for today. Let's see. We have Ryan, we have Red Road, we have Mackenzie, we have Prepper, we have Cool, we have Braden, we have SD Gaming, we have, we have Hype, we have Cool, we have Robin, we have Haley, and we have Blake. What's up? Christopher's here as well. What's up, everybody? Hope all of you guys are doing all right out there. Once again, glad to have everybody here. So, at the moment, I did actually end up changing out the layout a little bit here. Obviously I got a new program here. This is what I used to use a long time ago. Actually, it's on the channel. I used to use it. It's GR2. It's a $250 program, which was a little pricey, but it's something we probably definitely would need on the channel here with, severe weather events and stuff like that, as it does have really good radar analysis and stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. So, Hype says, did the snow get pushed back for Wednesday in Denver? Okay, so first off, yeah, Hype, I remember you're taking a flight, that's right. So let's go ahead and switch over here to that location real quickly, just so I can give you that information of your flight. Because, yeah, like I said, obviously you're in, you might be in some problems there, with all of that activity going on here. Anyway, so that's that. So let's go ahead and see. We track our way down here in time. Here's the GFS model. So, like I said, chart to show, obviously for Wednesday. Honestly, well, let me pull up the blend of models here. Like I said, that's obviously probably the best thing we can do here to get a mixed opinion on what the models have to say about snow accumulation. So, okay, so the accumulation looks like it's going to start. Let's see here. This is, they actually pushed it forward. That's the bad thing, Hype. So they actually put it into late Tuesday now. Yeah, starting on late Tuesday, and really starting to accumulate early Wednesday. Yeah, so you might be running into some problems there, Hype. So hopefully everything's all right with you. Let's see here. Ben Joyce says, hi, what's up? Hope we're doing good. Danny says, what's up, my buddy Andrew? Not much. Hope you're doing good as well. I'm expecting 1 foot of snow in the mountains, says SD. Wow. That's pretty crazy. And speaking of, my friends, let's go ahead and start talking about this accumulations, because obviously, like I said, this is kind of the big deal here right now, is what's expected out of this system here. I mean, it is absolutely going to be pretty crazy. So we're going to take a look here at the Kashira, the ratio here. obviously, rather than the 10-1, I should say. So obviously we track our way down here in time, and like I said, we have ourselves, this big system that drives its way through. Holy cow, dude! The GFS is still showing a lot of snow. Look at that! Still really targeting southwestern Minnesota. Holy cow! With maybe 30 plus inches. Now, once again, this is GFS's opinion here. This is obviously what the GFS has to say here, essentially. But holy cow, dude. That is absolutely nuts. So yeah, once again, so as we were determining yesterday, areas in like southwestern Minnesota, is in areas of eastern South Dakota, was showing like 30 plus inches being possible, right? And it's still in the models for the GFS here. It's still in the models, which is definitely a little concerning there. So basically, all of these grounds, guys, where you see this kind of maroon, red shade color, I always say, this right here. That's your boundary, according to GFS, that will see over a foot of snow. So all of this area here, according to the GFS, will see a foot of snow being likely. And obviously, once you move into these areas here, this is essentially where we are indeed seeing, maybe 2+ feet. Honestly, maybe 2 to 3 feet of snow being quite possible. So that right there, that's something we should probably watch out for, because it looks like the heaviest impacts here is expected across southwestern Minnesota and areas of eastern South Dakota, which is definitely pretty crazy. It's actually really crazy. So let's go and take a look here at the other models here. So first off, like I said, obviously you can't just trust one model's opinion here, which is really, really crazy. Like I said, right there. So that's where the heaviest 2-3 foot boundary could possibly exist there, according to GFS. But let's go and take a look over here at the European model here. This is the ECMWF in the same ratio. This one, actually, yeah, that's right. That one does not go as far. We're going to drop down to 12Z here. Here we go. So this is according to the European model. And you know what? Honestly, the models are still in agreement, guys. They are literally still in agreement. Very, very, like I said, very, very similar. A matter of fact, it is nuts. Look at this. So actually the foot line's a little bit further north, but basically covers around the same areas here. Wow. No, they actually have that foot boundary on the more southern end, smack dab, just as what the GFS has to say here. Let's see here. Ryan with a $5 super chat. Oh, Ryan, thank you so much. Saying thank you for your coverage. You do amazing work. Well, Ryan, thank you so much. That's super sweet of you. Big thumbs up goes to you, my friend. Thank you seriously so much for that. But back over here to the European model here, like I said, you can really see essentially how, once again, this is actually targeting areas of like Minnesota. And honestly, if you live towards Minneapolis, this might be a big system for you, okay? We actually zoom in here a little closer to Minnesota. Like I said, obviously Minnesota is like the most impacted area, essentially. According to the models here. So obviously we've tracked way down in time. Look at that. Minneapolis, according to the European model, seeing nearly 30 inches of snowfall. Minneapolis nearly seeing 30 inches. Can you believe that? Nearly 30 inches of snow. That is absolutely nuts. Let's see. The GFS going moving back here over towards the area. Tracking our way down here in time. Yeah, it kind of shows that big line a little south. This one shows about 20 inches. So there is still a little bit of disagreement here. But, honestly, the fact is that these totals, depending on whatever model you look at, is both well above, essentially a foot, which is just really crazy. Really, really, really crazy to look at here. So, anyways, we track way down in time here. This is the Canadian model. Look at that. Minneapolis, over 30 inches being possible. So that is nuts. The models are still in serious agreement here, which, like I said, obviously in terms of that's kind of a really big deal here. Anyways, let's move back over here to the continental U.S. I want to take a look at the overall view out of this here. Once again, back looking at the Kashira ratio. Yeah, I mean, also areas here of like the northeast should probably watch out for this, as some areas, theoretically could see around a foot being possible here. More specifically, more likely for areas of like northern New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, and portions of Maine here. That's kind of that there. But like I said, really showing that bullseye zone. Like I said, right there in southern areas, right there in southern areas of Minnesota and eastern areas of South Dakota, which is definitely nuts here. Let's see. Ryan again. Are you serious? Guys, thank you so much. Ryan with a $10 super chat said, I think I might be in a bullseye area between Aberdeen, South Dakota, and, let's see, Aberdeen, South Dakota, and Mena, South Dakota. What is my opinion on this area? Also, Proxy, thank you so much. And Kendall, dude, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for the donations, you guys. That's super sweet. Look at that. 3 donations in a row. Dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you seriously so much. But Ryan, so you said right here between Aberdeen and Mena, South Dakota. So obviously, yeah, so I know that South Dakota is going to seriously potentially be impacted here. Let's see, Aberdeen. We're going to pull this here really quickly. South Dakota. So this right here. Okay, so you're right there in the northeastern quadrant of South Dakota. So we take a look here over towards South Dakota here. So you said you're right there towards Aberdeen. And where else did you say? Mena? Where's Mena? I need to figure that out here. So let's see. We're gonna pull up Mena here. I want to be a little specific for you. That way I can actually, that way I can actually show you what's going on here. Let's see. Mena, South Dakota here. Let's see. This is just right next to Aberdeen. Okay, so we'll take Aberdeen for the reference here. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the region here. So according to the GFS model, Aberdeen might see up to, honestly, it's kind of a big gap, but maybe 16 to 22 inches. That's kind of what it looks like being possible, so keep that in mind. The European model, on the other hand, shows about 22 inches. So both the models really well support over a foot being likely. Let's see, the GDPS model, this one doesn't zoom all the way locally, but I can bring you a little closer to this here. Obviously, Aberdeen's like up in these regions here. Let's see. 7 Impus, thank you so much for joining the Tropical Storm Club. Greatly appreciated, my friend. Definitely means a lot. Thank you so much. Big shout out goes to you. But that is that. So obviously, okay, right here in this, look at that. So yeah, over 20 inches of being possible. So right now, I would say, obviously a foot of snow is very likely, for you. I'd say a foot of snow is definitely very, very likely for you at the moment. So definitely keep that definitely in the works here, okay? So we're going to continue to watch this here very, very closely. But that's that. That's kind of what we are seeing here. Let's see here. Jennifer with a $2 super chat. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. Greatly appreciated. You guys are seriously awesome. Thank you so much for all of your kind support. Like, seriously, you guys are honestly the best. Thank you so much. You guys seriously do not have to do all this. You guys absolutely rock, my friends. Thank you so much. And like I said, if there's anything that we can do for you, hey, please let us know. We got you covered. Like I said, obviously, I'm here for you guys. Let's see here. Hey, I have a question. I live in, let's see, this Michigan. I'm expecting freezing rain and, anyways. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much. Let's see. Kendall, so, in Michigan, I'm expecting freezing rain. So, obviously, okay, so yeah, freezing rain is actually obviously a big concern out of areas towards Michigan. Let me actually go ahead and show you really quickly. So according to the latest, the latest here in the ice, like I said, obviously, we are seeing a big problem with not just snowfall, but also ice accumulations. Ice accumulations is looking quite nasty here. According to the GFS model, in total ice accumulations here, track our way down here in time, the more the southern areas, more of these southern areas here of, essentially here, like I said, obviously that, let's see, 7 is T. But it's all good. Oh, I got you. Oh, okay. Tempest. All right. Got you. Yeah, sorry about that. But areas here in southern Michigan, I mean, look at this. So, according to the GFS, things are absolutely out of proportion here. We're seeing literally the possibility, of these accumulations being over a half an inch. A half an inch of ice accumulation. That is very significant. That would seriously cause some problems. So keep an eye out there for that. Once again, according to the GFS, a lot of this accumulation just south of Grand Rapids, south of Flint, for those areas expecting more of snow, according to what the GFS model has to say here, and all that stuff here. Let's see, Ryan, thank you for joining the Category 1 Club. And like I said, if I skip over your question, guys, like I said, obviously I have a lot of people who are wanting to know what's going on here. Like I said, if I skip over yours, I'm not trying to do that intentionally. I'm trying to get to everybody's, questions here. We're going to be live for a while, okay? So if I don't answer your question after a little bit, you can repost it. But just please don't spam. Don't post it over and over. But that's just that. But anyways, like I said, for areas here in the south, we take a look here over at the European model here. European model was always a little bit more aggressive here, actually showing some areas over an inch. However, you notice out of the European model, it shows a lot more of that, it really shows a lot more of that ice being more shifted north, probably because that low pressure system is shifted more north ultimately. So that's that. So that's kind of what we're looking at regarding the accumulations and stuff like that. So, but like I said, we're talking a serious ice event being likely over here. I really want to know the National Weather Service blend of models take on this here right now. Holy cow! So obviously not as aggressive because it takes other models in consideration, but nearly 2.3 of an inch is in the forecast here. That would seriously be very impactful. Like that would honestly cause a lot of problems. So let's just hope that obviously things we can start to die down in between the models. But I tell you what, I mean, it does not look like it. We are going to be seeing a lot of ice impacts, kind of starting here for Iowa, according to the blend here, and actually stretching its way up, across areas of like southern Wisconsin. Northern Illinois, obviously throughout Michigan, we were just talking about. Looks like Michigan might be the most impacted. More specifically, the southern areas of Michigan looks like it could be a little bit more mostly impacted there. We got New York, maybe northern Pennsylvania, areas of southern Vermont, New Hampshire, portions of Massachusetts included here, and obviously Connecticut also possible. So a lot of those areas that you see kind of with the streak here, that's kind of where a lot of ice could be problems. Obviously that would completely throw out the possibilities of driving because you don't want to drive in this, okay? So seriously, if that actually happened, then do not be driving on that stuff. Then according to the blend of models here, for what the what the blend has to say, obviously we are still seeing a lot of heavy accumulation when it comes to snowfall. And like I said, according to the models here, over the last few days, it's really been specifically targeting areas here towards like Minnesota as well as Wisconsin. Once again, like I said, these areas you see right here that's in that reddish maroon color, those regions right there, that's where the models have come to an agreement basically saying here that we are going to be seeing these accumulations well over a foot, essentially, which is definitely very, very crazy. So areas here in eastern South Dakota, obviously, that's kind of been in the talks here, especially areas towards Minnesota. I'm serious. Areas towards Minneapolis looks like one of the most impacted cities out of the snowfall here. Cutting straight through Wisconsin there, well over a foot across a lot of these regions, even portions of northern Michigan, according to the blend here, does show this. Now, once again, that's what the blend has to say. There is more specific models that essentially goes way more in depth with this and shows a lot more heavier snowfall. Let's see here. Ryan, thank you so much. Yeah, again, dude, that's super sweet of you. Saying I'm going to get buried in snow. They're saying 55-mile-an-hour wind gusts to go along with 20 inches of snow. Yeah, and like I said, we're going to likely see some blizzard conditions here. I really think that is going to be a very big problem, is the blizzard conditions here. We actually go ahead and bring out those wind gusts here with that system, and we were just looking across those areas. I pull it back up there. Those areas we were just talking about, look at this. The winds out of this system here is going to be literally bringing 30, 40 mile an hour, possibly even higher gusts, theoretically being possible. So with that being said, I mean, it's just nuts. It's just really, really nuts there to see. Like I said, mixture of very, very heavy accumulations and a mixture of very, very strong winds. Like I said, obviously, I really do believe that this is going to be quite nuts. This is going to be quite nuts here. Anyways, but that's that. That's kind of what we are seeing here. Let's see. Yeah, I take it Kentucky is supposed to get rain. Yeah, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm actually here in Kentucky too. So down here in Kentucky, let's see. We'll zoom into our area here for a minute. So whenever it comes to this system here, according to the blend of models, we're looking. I mean, it really just depends on which area here of Kentucky we're at. But obviously, yeah, Kentucky is in line for some rain. Which is unfortunate. We've really not had that much of a winter down here, but obviously areas in the north here, you dogs up there, you guys are getting serious accumulations here. I mean, it's just nuts, absolutely ridiculous amounts here. Like I said, we move back here to the GFS guys. I want to show you guys what's a possibility out of this system, and like I said, we take a look here at the northern United States here. It's just crazy. It's just really, really, really crazy. So, moving back over here to the winter accumulations with the Kashira ratio, we track our way down in time. So, obviously, okay, here's the thing. We have our first system actually that's starting right now. So let me actually bring you guys over here to the main screen. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have this big jet that's basically driving its way across the southwestern areas, or across the northwestern areas of the country, I should say. So we have ourselves a big jet of moisture just driving its way in the country. That's going to be the main cause. All of this right here, all of that is going to be the main cause of this winter weather. So all this is going to be pulling down and then kind of pull up throughout the plains region and stuff like that. We have a low pressure system just off the coast of California that's actually driving its way across the southern plains, and that's actually going to bring the possibility of even some severe storms towards areas, possibly towards like Arkansas and those areas. So that is that. We take a look here over at the Storm Prediction Center. Like I said, we actually do have ourselves a risk for severe thunderstorms already out here. This actually got issued yesterday. We switch over here to the Storm Prediction Center, and you notice how there is an area in eastern Texas, northern Louisiana, portions throughout a lot of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and southwestern Tennessee, including the Memphis region. Those areas is at risk here for Wednesday of seeing severe weather. Okay, so we got to be watching out for those regions for possible severe storms. Definitely looking quite probable. So we definitely have got to be on the lookout for these areas. Okay, so that's that. So that's what we're looking at. Once again, storms will be likely across those areas. They really haven't talked about what we're kind of seeing here. Risk of severe hazard. Let's see. Severe. Okay, they're not really talking about really what the main concern is, but that's something we're going to pull. Something we're going to look at the models here in a little bit too. Is obviously with the severe weather potential here. Anyways, but moving back here, like I said, right now at the moment, we're going to switch back over here to my main screen really quickly. We're going to turn off the satellite imagery. We're going to turn on the obviously the radar here. And if we zoom in towards areas of, North Dakota, you can kind of see over the last few frames how we've been starting to see, essentially, how we've been starting to see a little bit more of snow starting to pop up here across areas in the, obviously right there towards, North Dakota. Now, if we take this down in time, we switch over here to the future radar, regarding, what we can expect here relatively soon. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. Like I said, we are already starting to see a little clipper system that's kind of detached from this main event that's going to be, really kicking off there. You can see it. Low pressure system. Moving throughout areas here of the Dakotas, obviously kicking straight through areas of like Minnesota, possibly diving down towards Minneapolis. That seriously could be a possibility there. Obviously cutting through areas of Wisconsin, perhaps even areas here of Michigan, down here in time. So that's kind of what we were looking at there. So obviously then that second wave moves through, and then the wave 3 moves through. Like I said, there's actually 3 waves of the system that's going to be happening here. Back over here at the GFS really quickly to show you all these waves. First off, we have that little first wave, the little clipper system. I call this one the appetizer, essentially. Then you have that, that mid-course meal right there. And then you have your main entree, which comes through here basically for the 22nd, essentially. I mean, like I said, this is going to be seriously causing some problems. And like I said, you can really see across these areas here how we're starting to see a lot of, kind of that reddish and purple colors. That's really showing us that we're going to be seeing a lot of ice accumulations out of this here in terms of, like I said, obviously, that's kind of what we're seeing here. In terms of, like I said, obviously, sleet, freezing rain, and all that stuff there, that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see here. Why don't I ever say when the storms are going to happen? I literally have the time up there for a reason in the top right. I don't know if you see that. But anyways, that's that. I mean, like I said, obviously there for, essentially, really kicking off, if you want me to read it for you. Basically here for the 20th and moving in through the 21st, we have the first little 2 waves move through. But the big wave is going to be really happening here for Wednesday, tracking through Thursday. Hopefully that helps you out there. Anyways, let's see here. I'm concerned northern Indiana could get hit by a damaging ice storm. I remember last time we got an ice storm, and it was on New Year's Day, 2021. A lot of people not prepared for when we got hit. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, obviously, ice has a very big impact here. And if we take a look at the models, I mean, you can kind of see, at least according to GFS here, most of the precipitation does appear to be rain for a lot of these areas here. But overall, I mean, like I said, seriously, there is areas that, northern Indiana theoretically could be impacted here. We move over back to the blend of models, obviously to take a specific, or basically to take a whole bunch of these, opinions here and kind of blend them together. Because like I said, obviously it's not good to go off of one model that's very biased. And what we do here is we take a look at the blend here, obviously to, kind of get all these models' opinion. But anyways, that's that. That's kind of what we are seeing here. So we track our way down in time whenever it comes to the ice accumulations here. We track our way down here in time, and you can obviously see, I mean, possibly like the very far northern areas here of, Indiana, theoretically could see maybe a little bit of ice accumulations, but overall, I mean, that's kind of what we're seeing here. That's kind of what we are looking at there. Let's see. He says a big blizzard in Minnesota, but never says what day. It's ridiculous. Well, Tommy, seriously, what is wrong with you? Are you on your? I was about to say something. Probably shouldn't say it on the channel. But are you having a moment there, Tommy? Do you need to sit in timeout? But anyways, like I said, we take a look here over at the timing for you. I'll read this for you. Take a look here over at the blend here for you. We switch over here to areas of Minnesota. We're going to switch over here to the specific state. Let me actually talk to this for you there, Tommy. So we track our way down in time here. Obviously, regarding the snowfall accumulations, like I said, we have a first wave that moves through tonight. Remember, timing. I'm going to say this for you, Tommy. We move obviously through areas here essentially for the 22nd. That's when we get, the first wave, and then obviously the big wave follows after that. So that's kind of what we are looking at. So obviously right there, like I said, the main event here is going to be happening tonight, the part of it's going to be happening tonight, moving through tomorrow, and then obviously after that there. But that is But that's that. So, that's kind of what we are looking at. So, once again, like I said, we are seeing, once again, a lot of heavy potential accumulation here. Once again, that's the blend of models, really going absolutely haywire. It's just crazy. Really, really crazy to look at. And like I was saying, Minneapolis region does seem to kind of be, the biggest impacted area, essentially. Obviously, one of the biggest impacted areas here. Like I said, obviously, Minneapolis here, according to the blend, obviously, like I said, mixed opinions here for what's going to happen. Like I said, obviously kind of showing there maybe the potential of well over a foot being possible. Obviously that's kind of what we're seeing here. So that's definitely something to really keep on consideration and stuff like that. Is the amount of snow. I mean, this would seriously have many, many impacts here. This would seriously have very, very big impacts regarding, this and everything like that. So we're going to have to continue watching. Like I said, luckily, these regions right here, specifically, like I said, these regions, throughout, southern Minnesota and those regions are not really expected to see much of any ice. But like I said, that ice concern really kind of comes to a big concern here for areas of like, Iowa. Really starting off there, you can see in Iowa, cutting straight through areas of southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois. Like I said, the heaviest impacted here, like I said, seriously, the heaviest impacted area here really kind of shows, areas of like central and southern, like I said, obviously central and southern areas of Michigan. But that's kind of, that's kind of what we are seeing here. Whenever it comes to things. Like, so obviously there for like Wednesday and Thursday, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Honestly, kind of showing between like more of a Thursday commute for these areas in the eastern sides, but that's kind of what we are looking at there. Definitely really, really interesting. Like I said, the main models like the GFS, like I said, obviously the main models like the GFS and the ECMWF, those ones go absolutely insane here with the ice accumulations. And like I said, whenever it comes to that, like I said, that would seriously be very, very impactful. That would cause numerous concerns, in regard to things here. But overall, that's kind of what we are talking about here. But like I said, that's something we're gonna keep an eye out here for over the next little bit. Hold on, let's go and see. Let me get rid of Tommy on the channel. We don't need no fools like Tommy on the channel. Let's go ahead and get rid of him so we don't have to deal with him anymore. Anyways, Tommy, it was good having you while you were here. So, there you go. You are no longer on visible. So, you can comment all you want, but you're no longer going to be seen by anybody on the channel. Anyways, moving back here to actual, forecasting and less drama. Like I said, once again, though, like I said, I mean, it's just crazy, the amount of ice accumulations being likely here. I mean, like I said, once again, it's a very big concern because all the concerns are on the table here. First of all, like so we have very, very heavy snowfall, several feet being possible, and on top of that, we have a very big ice event out of this here too, which is just absolutely nuts. And then we have the possibility for severe weather. Like I said, we take a look here back at the Storm Prediction Center here on the latest outlook. Like I said, right now we move over here to the day 1 convective outlook here. There's day 2, there's day 3. Now for day 4, like I said, day 4 right there is Wednesday, you can see. So day 4, we have that, that little quote-unquote slight risk. It's equivalent to a slight risk here, essentially. But it's across areas of northeastern Texas, areas of northern Louisiana, portions of central and southern areas of Arkansas. So, like I said, Arkansas kind of seems to be the most impacted area possible of severe weather as of now. Like I said, we'll dive more into that here in a little bit here regarding everything. Northern areas of Mississippi and southwestern Tennessee as well. Once again, this does include areas of Memphis. Okay, so Memphis is included with this. Definitely really, really crazy. Definitely is very, very crazy here. Let's see here. Kim says, wow, a lot is going on in the next couple of days. Yeah, it is. It really is. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Am I doing personal forecast during the stream? Yes, I will eventually do more personal forecasts here. Let's see here. Self-care, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing good. Say Minneapolis, St. Paul. So obviously, yeah, so self-care, my friend, you got to be really watching out for this event here. Like I said, I don't know if you've seen the possible accumulations that's possible near these regions here. Let's go and move over here real quickly to these areas. Move it over to Minnesota here. Take a look at the overall, the snow accumulations. Like I said, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. So we track our way down here in time. Obviously, with all these accumulations here, like I said, there's going to be basically breaking up into 3 waves. We have a first little clipper system moving today, another clipper system moving tomorrow, and then we have another clipper system, or the next big system, I should say, following here for basically Wednesday into Thursday. So that's that. But look at this. According to the GFS, now once again, you cannot trust one model specifically. Remember that. You cannot trust one model to be very specific. But like I said, right here towards areas of Minneapolis, according to the GFS, once again, do not trust this alone. That's why we take a look at other models too. According to this, Minneapolis could be seeing about 21 inches. Now remember, that's that European model. Their opinion has to say, honestly, to be honest with you, a little bit more, kind of showing nearly 30 inches being possible. So what we've noticed is that both these models show well over a foot. Some of these models even show well over 2 feet or near 2 feet being possible. The GDPS model, we're gonna have to zoom in more regional rather than locally. Yeah, for some reason this model does not support like close-up views of specific states. However, look at this one. This one actually shows more, nearly 30 inches. So self-care for you out there, my friend. I mean, like I said, you gotta be prepared for this one. I mean, honestly, you honestly should get prepared for this now. Like I said, obviously, right now, before this event happens, make sure your generators, guys, are obviously well up in maintenance here. Make sure they are filled, and all that stuff there. Like I said, seriously, it's pretty crazy. So make sure the tanks in your generators are filled. Make sure that you guys are ready. Make sure you have all the food you need and stuff like that. Does not mean to go out and completely riot in Walmart or something like that. Don't do that. But I just want to make sure you guys are ready for this. I want to make sure you guys have enough food and all that stuff. Make sure your generators are all, ready to go and ready, obviously primed and ready for this event here. Because like I said, this very well could be the big one of the year. I honestly think it is. And like I said, I've been watching this storm here for the last 5 days at this point, and it's been popping out here. Like I said, it's been popping out here for a very, very long time. And like I said, yesterday we were looking at the models, and specifically, it's really targeting with the heaviest snowfall. It seems to be really targeting Minnesota. More specifically there on that central and southern side. That's what's really concerning, and it's been consistent too. Not just between, like I said, not just between the the GFS, I mean, it's between all of the models. It's all the models we've looked at. European, the GFS, the the European is the ECMWF. GFS is American, and then we had the GDPS, which was the Canadian model, which is the one we're looking at right now. They've all been supporting this. It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Anyways, but that's that. Let's see here. Time to break out the Powerman 5000 snowblower. Yeah, honestly, self-care, I would make sure that you're prepared. And that's obviously what we care about, you guys. It's just making sure all of y'all are being prepared for the system here. I mean, like I said, seriously, it is it is quite a nasty system that we're kind of ahead here for. I mean, once again, in terms of ice, in terms of heavy snow, it's gonna be pretty crazy. And it really kind of seems like, from what I've noticed here today, is that those heaviest kind of, maybe 30 or nearly 20 plus inch zones have kind of been pushing maybe a little bit more east from what it looks like compared to yesterday. Because like I was saying, those areas that could see 20 plus inches of snow was literally right around in these areas here. More specifically, like I said, the eastern areas of, South Dakota, moving through areas of southern and central Minnesota, those regions. And you can see how when we were looking at the GDPS, the Canadian model, and this one being the GFS, obviously this one right here is obviously showing ourselves, that kind of pushing maybe a little bit more east into areas of Wisconsin. So that's kind of the thing here. That's kind of what we're looking at. So it's just really crazy. It's just really crazy what all these models have to say here. I don't think we have the NAM quite ready for this here yet. We got the first 2 waves moving through. Like I said, there's actually 3 waves moving through. The first one moving through tonight. You can see driving a little bit of snow up here. Second wave moves through here for portions of tomorrow, driving up those overall accumulations even more. And we have the big one that starts to brew down. You can see the southwest there, really kicking off, which is definitely gonna be pretty crazy. Let's see. I should start shooting squirrels tomorrow. They don't come as much when it's storming. Gotcha. Let's see here. Andrew's my Kentucky homeboy. Absolutely. Let's see here. But that's that here. We do not need any snow, says Jonathan. Yeah, I don't. Some of you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there really want the snow, including me myself. We've had nothing for winter this year. Like, why couldn't something like this get driven down a little bit further south? I mean, like I said, it's been a very odd year, for the weather. It's been really odd. A lot more below average than normal. And there's actually something I want to show you guys really quickly. This is actually the, let's see, I'm going to bring you guys over to, where was it here? Observations. Yeah, there you go. Observed snowfall. So this is the observed snowfall for the year so far, okay? So that's that. So obviously you can see right here where I'm at, like I said, Kentucky, Louisville's only seen about 6 inches according to this so far this year. That is like below average. That's like really below average here. Areas here, like and what we're looking at now, I mean, they've obviously seen a decent amount, nearly 40 inches towards Minneapolis. That's going to add a whole bunch more to you. Let's see here. I want no snow for Ohio, says Proxy. Yeah, I don't blame you there. And so, let's see. So Cleveland's already seen over a foot of snow this year. Proxy, you've already seen over a foot this year. But let me see. So obviously, okay, so Proxy, I remember we were talking yesterday about your potential impacts with this system here. This is right here. We're going to bring out Ohio. Oh, I'm already on Ohio. We're going to take a look here at the snowfall accumulation according to the European model. So on the latest trends here, let's see, we're going to bring that in 12Z. On the latest model runs here, apparently there's really no snow expected for you, according to the European model. Let's see, GFS model. This one also really does not support anything. So that's good. So, Proxy, you're not seeing any snow, which is good. But now let's check the ice accumulation. Now, obviously, ice is a little bit more impactful than snow. Northwestern Ohio is included, according to GFS, with some ice possibilities here. Cleveland is just off of it. I think you're going to be guarded by the warmer air from your coastline there towards Cleveland. That's going to have to actually probably prevent that freezing accumulation from happening. European model, yeah, really does not show anything. So Proxy, you're literally dodging a bullet here. I mean, you are straight up dodging a bullet here, Proxy. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So you're going to be just enough south to where you're getting no snow and no ice, which is great. But like I said, it's not very great for a lot of the people in the country because, like I said, according to the models here, I mean, there's a possibility that a lot of areas potentially could easily see maybe near a half inch to an inch of ice. And like I said, even as little as 2/10 of an inch is very impactful. And we're seeing this amount right here, which that is showing us that we're literally talking like power outages. Widespread power outages being likely because all of the heavy ice pulling down on, like I said, obviously, pulling down on the, on the power lines, the trees, branches going to be snapping from all the weight. I mean, that's going to be a very big concern. And like I said, what I've noticed here over the last few days is that these areas here, essentially in the southernmost areas of Michigan, like I said, the southernmost areas, central included, by some models here, but mostly the southernmost areas, such as Detroit, Detroit, Michigan, Jackson, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan, is likely going to be seeing some very, very heavy amounts here. Very, very heavy amounts of ice. And like I said, nearly an inch of ice, straight up, an inch of ice is like that much. I know the camera does not do it justice, but still, that's a lot. You know how big an inch is? that is a lot of ice. A big inch thick layer of ice. Like, that is a very big problem. That is a very, very big problem. And on top of that, like I said, obviously, whenever it comes to things here, like I said, that's when it comes to ice. And then we move over here to areas in, like, Minnesota, where they're going to be getting nothing but just horrible snowfall. I mean, like I said, here's the European model here, showing nearly 30-plus inches at max, according to the European model here, in some areas of Minnesota, perhaps even western Wisconsin. Then the GFS model, like I said, you can't just trust one, but the GFS really kind of shows the same thing, maybe just pushed a little bit further south. But still, there's a lot of support on this here. It's pretty crazy. Really, really crazy. Anyways, let's see. You got ourselves let's see. What about just above Ohio, southeastern Michigan? Looks like it's dark in the pink. Doesn't look good, says Kim. So, like I said, we were looking at the ice accumulation. That's going to be a very big problem for Michigan here. So I'm going to show you this here. So you said southeastern areas. So we'll go ahead and bring you out over these areas right here. So we'll just say you're towards Detroit, since I don't know exactly where you're at, but southeastern areas here. Like I said, really showing. I mean, the possibility of a half an inch, possibly even to 3/4. Like I said, possibly even to 3/4 of an inch being possible. Like I said, that's a lot of ice, and that would be very, very, very impactful here. When it comes to the European model, like I said, obviously comparing the models here, this one's a lot more aggressive, showing maybe nearly 3/4 of an inch in some areas. Honestly, being possible there to some areas locally towards an inch. I mean, theoretically could exist. However, I will show you this here. The blend of models, essentially, the natural service blend of models. Like I said, this takes a whole bunch of models and just kind of throws them all together. This really shows, kind of around a lot significantly less, because there is some models that don't support as much as what the main models have to say, but this one supports maybe 2-3 of an inch, which, don't get me wrong, that would still be very, very impactful. So keep that in mind, okay? But that's kind of what we are seeing here. So keep that in mind there, my friend. Let's see here. Let's see here. Is there any snow in Canada? Says Haley. Let's see. So, like I said, obviously the thing is about my program here is that it mostly just covers the United States. And it's very, very difficult to see here, what we're expecting. But yeah, there is going to be a bit of a snowfall accumulation out of this event here for areas of Canada too. But mostly the north central areas in the Americas, or obviously in America, USA, is going to be seeing the most of it. Obviously they're towards like Minnesota, areas of Wisconsin. Like I said, once again, that's kind of the most impacted areas here. Same thing for portions of the Northeast. This could be continuous here, possibly there towards like upper New York State, portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, those areas there might see up to a foot or higher too. That's also been in the models. But yeah, there is some areas obviously there towards areas in the eastern Canada that could theoretically see some snow out of this here, which is definitely possible. So keep that in mind to my fellow Canadians out there. You guys will probably be impacted as well, but it kind of looks like as of now that the United States is going to be impacted the most out of this one. So we'll see how that plays out there. Once again, this is going to be a pretty nasty amount here. Let's see here. Will Central Texas get a strong storm or two? ? So here's the thing, okay? So portions in Texas, if you're talking about like thunderstorms and stuff, there is a threat for Texas here, okay, on Wednesday. There is a threat for severe weather on Wednesday. On mostly the eastern side here of Texas. So the northeastern quadrant here potentially could see maybe some, severe thunderstorm activity. Also for areas of Arkansas, northern areas of Mississippi, northern Louisiana, western areas of Tennessee, right there towards areas of Memphis. Yeah, Memphis is actually included with the potential severe weather. So like I said, we literally have snow, very heavy snow, feet of snow, nearly an inch of ice, and severe weather. This is a triple whammy here. This thing is going to be causing numerous problems throughout the country. Like I said, I really do not like. I'm not a fear spreader. I'm not that at all. But I am very, 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 very strong in the terms of getting prepared. Obviously, I want you guys to be prepared. So That's why I'm saying this, is I want you to be prepared for this system. Because, like I said, if this does play out the way the models have been hinting this would likely be a very, very bad storm. And possibly even the worst snowstorm of this year. I think that's a very good possibility. And like I said, several feet of snow on it. There's been support at max. Maybe some areas over 2 feet of snow theoretically could be possible. Okay, so keep that in mind here. It is definitely really crazy. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one and stuff like that. Let's see. All of them says coffee made too much milk, too much sugar. Perfect. Hey, I'm the same way. I am the same way here. Let's see. Brady says, will the storm prediction upgrade to Wednesday? Depends. Possibly. I tell you what, we're gonna move over here to the models really quickly because I want to talk to you guys about that severe weather potential here. So I was briefly looking at the models here earlier. So basically, all of that purple you see there, that is basically just the thunderstorm fuel. That's what the thunderstorms eat up in order to live. And like I said, typically values over 500 is supported for severe storms, meaning like possible damaging winds, possibly hail, possibly even some tornadoes. But like I said, that also determines on the conditions around the storms too. But according to the NAM model here, we can already start to see. I mean, there's going to be some pockets of instability here. That very well might actually produce some severe storms. Right here towards it, there's Dallas right there. There's enough energy in the atmosphere here. We're going to grab a little sounding. I don't expect you guys to understand how to read this or anything, but there is enough support here to actually show, obviously maybe a bit of thunderstorm activity. You can see how we have a lot of instability throughout the atmosphere. Dew points lower 60s. Perfect. That looks like thunderstorm activity to me. And the models are very supportive of that. Let's see the GFS model here. Yeah, this one shows all of that instability, all of that thunderstorm energy. Actually moving as high north as areas of like Kentucky, southern Illinois, portions here of Indiana and Ohio. So if I'm being honest with you guys, I really think that we possibly could be seeing that severe weather risk possibly extended up towards the same, kind of near the same regions as we've seen the last one. I think it's possible. I really do. This has been in the models for the last little bit, so these areas, I'd say you're on the lookout for, for some thunderstorm activity. Not necessarily all of that being severe thunderstorm activity, but thunderstorm activity. I think that is a very good probability here. So we're going to have to continue watching that. Like I said, we tracked down here this time yesterday. We look at the models, and look at that. Boom. Still showing all that energy there. So I really do think that all of that thunderstorm energy that's available to actually throw off some nasty storms could theoretically be possible to be areas of, Texas, cutting straight through areas of the Ohio Valley. I think that's a good probability. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. I think that we are on a growing storm concern out of this system, too. And like I said, we take a look here over at the satellite view. This is something I was wanting to actually show you guys a little bit ago. We are already starting to see this system already starting to come in effect here, which let me go ahead and show you really quickly. So we take a look here over at the lower level water vapor. This really puts things in perspective here. So obviously here's the United States. You guys can see that right now. And you can see we have ourselves a little spinny guy, a little low pressure system right here just off the southwestern areas of California. So that big old spinny guy driving in a lot of moisture right now into the country. You can actually see that. There's a big jet of moisture just shooting straight into the United States. That low pressure system eventually is going to cross its way in towards the south. Now, this is going to actually create enough energy to actually really throw off the potential of some thunderstorms. But that's not the main event. See, here's the thing. We have a very, very large area of high pressure located right here. And this is actually causing a lot of water vapor, a lot of precipitation, essentially, to drive its way and shoot its way down in the country. You can already start to see that motion taking place right now. Look at this. You already see it driving all of that energy into the United States. Like I said, right now, I mean, literally because of that, we look at the radar view at the moment, and you're going to notice here how if we look at the northwest, we're already starting to see some of that moisture move in, and we're already starting to see some rain and snow for the upper elevations already starting to kick off here. So like I said, we're already starting to see this event starting to kick off here this early. And like I said, once this thing's in full effect here, it's going to be hitting pretty hard. It's definitely going to be hitting pretty good here. So, but that's that. So that's kind of what we're watching out for. That's what we need to be on the lookout here for over the next little bit. Anyways, moving back over here, guys, to to the satellite view, like I said, obviously there's kind of two factors coming through right now, which is definitely really interesting. So once again, the high pressure, low pressure system moving its way into the country. That little guy right here, this guy right here, is going to be the result of all of that potential severe weather here. Yeah, like I said, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Let's see. Let's see. Not Zach says any no. I mean, any snow heading towards me and Stuart. Thanks again, Andrew. No problem. So for you, my friend, we switch over here back to the models. Obviously, when it comes to the potential of some snowfall towards your location. Obviously, Stuart, Iowa, being here in or being in Iowa, obviously. So for you, my friend, when it comes to the accumulations and stuff like that, we need to look at the GFS. So the GFS model does actually support a little bit of snow, actually potentially a lot of snow for areas of northern areas of Iowa. So look out for that possibility. Obviously, Stewart's a little west of Des Moines, so you're really not expected to see too much here. European model's opinion here only shows a little bit. Actually, hold on, that's not the one that goes as far out. Here we go. This one, the European model, shows it a little bit less for you. So I don't think snow is going to be a big concern for you there, my friend. However, I think that you're going to have a big ice concern. Because like I said, obviously the areas here towards, starting in Iowa, that is where the big ice concern starts to brew here. Obviously, cutting straight through Iowa and moving all the way throughout areas here of southern Michigan. Like I said, southern Michigan looks like to be the most impacted area here for ice accumulations here. We track our way down in time here for you. Yeah, obviously you can see that your area is potentially impacted there. Maybe up to 1-2 of an inch according to the GFS, or sorry, the ECMWF being possible. The GFS model as something to compare to shows a little bit more being possible here. Now the ultimate blend here, like I said, what basically all the models kind of blended together, really doesn't show too much. Maybe less than 1/10 of an inch, maybe 1/10 of an inch at max, which that's according to what the has to say. So overall, the summary is there, my friend, not Zach. So basically, the main summary is that you're likely not going to deal with too much snowfall, but you might have a possibility of having some ice accumulations, which, like I said, if that plays out, ice accumulations is a lot worse than snowfall in general. So, like I said, just keep that in mind, my friend. Keep that in mind. Anyways, let's see. How about 13617 or too soon to know question mark? I got you. So let's see. So 13617. Let me actually go and pull this up. Put it in my little program here. Okay, so this is in New York. This is right here. Okay, on the very far north area here. This is in Canton. This is directly areas of northern New York. Okay, so for you, my friend, like I said, from what we were looking at the models and everything like that, it does appear that you are going to have a possible big impact out of this here. So you're right up in this region here of New York State. So with that being said, dude, we take a look here over at the GFS to start things off here to get an idea. Obviously, we want to come to an agreement between the models here rather than just looking at one model because that's not how you do things here. Anyways, but we track our way down in time. Obviously, regarding your snowfall accumulations, I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, you look to be in the zone here of maybe near a foot. I mean, it's possible. The GFS definitely supports that. Obviously, even into areas here of central, moving into areas here of central New York, too, which I'd say nearly a foot's possible. However, that's one model. We'll take a look here at the European model. This one has to say, honestly, yeah, we got to track down the 12Z. This one does not go out as far. European model ECMWF kind of supports the same thing. Maybe near a foot. Also including areas of central and northern New York State. So there you go. So it looks very, very probable. Let's do one last look here. And this one we'll look at the Canadian model to kind of put the nail in the coffin here. Obviously to kind of show you what's more likely than others. So yeah, there you go. Once again, over a foot. So I would expect here, I'd say honestly maybe... I'd say probably around like 10 to 14 inches. Kind of seems a really good boundary to go off of right now. But just know, I mean, yes, this can still change. It's still a few days out, okay? But like I said, that's that. That's kind of what we're seeing here. So, yeah, you're going to need to watch out for that potential snow there. Absolutely. Let's see here. Gregory says, will 46725 be in thunderstorm risk or any ice this week? Question mark. So, for you, my friend, let's see. We're going to bring you up over here. So this is right for Indiana. Okay, this is right for Indiana. This is on the northern side. You're kind of towards Fort Wayne, essentially. So, okay, so for you, my friend, whenever it comes to the activity here regarding the event, let's see, you were in Indiana, that's right, that's northeastern Indiana, so you're kind of right here towards Fort Wayne region. Whenever it comes to snow, obviously, yes, snow's not going to be a concern here. Ice accumulation remains mostly to your north. So right now, you're basically not really in that ice concern, okay? So you're looking pretty much okay. However, a single shift to the south obviously could drive maybe a little bit of ice towards you. So I'd say it's still not ruled out, but I'd still say keep an eye on it. Severe weather, on the other hand, like I said, the energy that is available for severe storms, I mean, theoretically could make its way up to like central Indiana, but I wouldn't say severe weather is likely. I honestly, if I was to be honest with you, I think you're mostly just going to see normal rain out of this event here because you're kind of right between. You're high up. You're too high up north for severe weather, and you're too far down south for winter weather, essentially. So, with that being said, I mean you're kind of in a really non-eventful area, essentially, which is good though. I mean you don't want to be impacted by any of those. Let's see here. Okay, thank you. No problem. Let's see. Devin says, "What does 66541 look like?" Yeah, no problem. Absolutely, my friends. I'm glad to see you guys are wanting to be prepared here. Obviously, it's great news. Let's see here. So 665. This is in Kansas here. This is right for Summerfield, northeastern Kansas. Okay, gotcha. So here we go. So we move over here towards Kansas. So you said you're in northeastern Kansas here. So according, obviously, yeah, with snowfall concerns, we take a look here over at the accumulation out of this. You, my friend, are out of the accumulation. Does not look like you are going to be. It does not look like that you are going to be in the snowfall side of things. Which, I mean, it depends on if you like snow or not. That could be a good or bad thing for you. Anyways, we track away over here with the ice accumulations. That kind of seems possible according to the European model. Maybe at max up to 1/10 of an inch here. However, that's one model here. GFS, on the other hand, does not support that. So there's not a lot of support showing that there's ice for you. So I would hold off on that right now. It does not appear that any heavy impacts does not really look too probable at the moment. So you're looking pretty good there, Devin. Anyways, but that's that. Let's see. Gregor says, thanks. No problem. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, hey, feel free to let me know. Like I said, we got you all covered here. I want you guys to be safe out there. I want to make sure that you guys are on top with the weather. Because like I said, this system here is nothing to mess around with, okay? Like I said, this thing's going to have some very nasty totals. Once again, we take a look here over at the north. I mean, look at this. This is just nuts, okay? Look at this. So the possibility here, we take a look at the European model. And we track our way here. Let's see. Total snowfall accumulation. The Kashira ratio. Look at this. So we track our way down in time. So this is according to the European model. Look at this. Some areas, obviously they're between, obviously these grounds here, as mentioned before, these areas here, that is showing the zones where literally over a foot of snow is possible. Yeah, literally over a foot of snow is possible here. So those regions there, we definitely have got to watch out for. And according to the latest models, as you're going to find out here, this one's the European model. This one supports 20 plus inches, maybe near 2 feet of snow being possible for those areas. Perhaps including areas here of eastern South Dakota, through areas of south central portions of Minnesota, and areas here of western Wisconsin. So like I said, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Showing the very, very big possibility there of, once again, the very, very big possibility there of showing, maybe 20 plus inches. Now, the GFS's opinion on this, like I said, this is the American model. The opinion of the American model, honestly, really is not that far off. And it's actually really incredible. It's really incredible to see just how much the models are agreeing here. However, it does show that 1 foot snow line a little bit further south. However, it kind of ends out the same here. However, the bottom portion of that foot boundary really kind of has the same line as the European model. So honestly, that's pretty daggone good agreement. And would you look at that areas that possibly could see maybe 20 plus inches still covers a lot of the same areas here, if not a little bit more, according to the GFS there. So once again, that's absolutely nuts. And then we have one more model we're going to look at here. This is the GDPS model. This is the Canadian model. And once again, I mean, look at this. The exact same thing mostly. This one supports that snow, that foot boundary a little bit higher north, obviously for both of these. So those areas there potentially could see over over a foot. But look at this. These areas here is showing that 2+ foot boundary, and there is a little zone right here in smack dab central areas of Minnesota, that could see, according to this model, maybe up to 3 feet of snow. Which, like I said, if you want to know my opinion, I don't think 3 foot is really a likelihood right now. I would say that 1 foot is definitely very likely, extremely likely for a lot of people. 2 feet, on the other hand, I'd say it's possible, but there's still a lot of... I still need to hear some more support before I can say, yeah, or it's probably going to be 2 feet of snow. Not saying it's impossible, though. But the 3 foot, I'm a little... I don't really believe 3 foot too much. Anyways, but that's that. Let's see here. Thank you. We'll be praying for those in the danger areas. Absolutely, Devin. Well, you're very, very welcome. Let's see here. Xmodem, or Modem, wants me to take a look here at 55432. Absolutely. Let's see here. This is for Minnesota. Oh, my friend. You're right there. Okay, so Xmodem, you, my friend, are right in the middle of the nastiest here. So, from what we've looked at, I actually have friends that's in, Minneapolis region there. We've done forecasts for them already, and I'm just gonna show you what's possible here. Okay, so like I said, this is still in the works here, but this has been popping up here for the last few days. Okay, so anyways, we track our way down here in time. The GFS American model shows nearly 20 inches being possible. Okay, so nearly 20 inches definitely being possible here. The European model here shows maybe near 30 inches being possible. So like I said, that's that. And then we have ourselves the Canadian model here. I wish I could have moved up here more locally. The Canadian model, like I said, 20 from the GFS, 30 from the European model. And once again, or no, hold on, how did I go? Yeah, 20 from the GFS, 30 from the European, and 30 again from the Canadian model. Definitely crazy. Let's see, Remarkably Average Jane. Oh, with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. That's super sweet of you. Big, big thank you goes to Remarkably. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, saying thanks for your personal weather forecast and your hard work. No problem. Thank you. Once again, that's super nice of y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. God, please, no 30 inches. Yeah, I know. Like I said, meanwhile, I don't think that's a big probability at the moment. I mean, it's obviously not ruled out because some of the models do support it. I think you should probably be more on the topic of 1.5 feet. That's kind of where I would be expecting. Maybe around 1.5 feet right now. But we'll continue to monitor this if accumulations have to go up higher. Which, I tell you what, guys, we're going to have some nasty winter storm coverage for you guys. Like I said, we're going to be doing some very, very large and long coverage for you guys whenever it comes to this event here. Because, like I said, there's ice on it. There's a lot of heavy snow on it. There's severe weather on it. I mean, it's just seriously crazy. It is literally very, very crazy. Very, very nuts here. But anyways, this is really through a forecast page. Most I've looked at, interactive with chat. Oh, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Let's see, how much in Michigan? So Matthew, here's kind of the problem for Michigan. So Michigan's kind of on this boundary here, right? Where the southern edges is expected to see a lot of ice. And the northern edges is expected to see a decent amount of snow. And let me go ahead and show you this. So it really depends on where you're at, Matthew, but this is what we're looking at. So first off, with the GFS model, the American model, this, as we track our way down in time, this one shows, that snow line being right there towards areas of essentially central Michigan, right? Cutting straight through areas of Grand Rapids. A lot of the heaviest, though, maybe 1 foot plus could be possible in extreme northern Michigan. As you can see, there over 1 foot theoretically being possible. So that's that. The European model, on the other hand, supports that line maybe a little bit further south, with over 1 foot being quite likely for a lot of even the central areas, right? So there is support there of that. So keep that one in mind. But like I said, this one actually supports that line being a little bit further south here, but not too much, probably about 20, 30 miles or so, right? But look at this. So that's that. So over 1 foot for the extreme northern areas looks possible across areas of northern Michigan. However, look at this. If we take a look here over at the ice accumulation, this is where things get very brutal. And if you look at that in time, a lot of the southern areas here is expected to see ice. So essentially there's warmer air that's melting the snow, but it's still below freezing at the surface, which allows everything to be frozen, essentially, right? So, and we're seeing areas here, maybe towards Detroit, maybe towards Jackson, towards Kalamazoo, perhaps being Perhaps being well over a half an inch of ice. And like I said, anything at about a tenth to 2/10 of an inch, that is very impactful. And we're literally seeing way more than that. And if this actually played out, this would be very catastrophic. This would be very bad. I'm not trying to spread any fear or anything. I'm just trying to let you know to be prepared, okay? But like I said, this could seriously be very, very bad. And this could bring numerous power outages. Obviously the heavy ice pulling down on the power lines would easily snap them. Same thing for trees. All the heavy weight on these trees, guys, would be nasty, right? Yeah, definitely would not be very, very good, okay? That's the thing. It would definitely not be good at all. So ice seems to be a very, very big concern here. We take a look over at the GFS again. That was the European model regarding the activity here. That was the European model regarding the activity there of, essentially the heavy snowfall. This is the GFS one, and this one's also showing nearly over a half an inch, which, like I said, that is just absolutely crazy, in which something we have got to really be on the lookout for, right? So both the models are easily supporting well over a half an inch of ice, and which, like I said, that would seriously be very bad. And like I said, let's just hope that does not play out the way that this is showing here, because like I said, if it does, that really wouldn't be good. Yeah, it really would not be good there. But anyways, that's that here. Why can't Kansas ever get this much? I don't know. I've always wondered that about my area too. I'm sure a lot of us have wondered the same thing here. The latest winters, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but for me anyways, ever since like 2016, after 2016, it seems like these winters have been getting a lot less and less. So like I said, I grew up here in Virginia, right? I was born in Northern Virginia, and 2016 we had a very big blizzard, and ever since then it's really not been the same for winters anymore. Right now I live in Northern Kentucky, so pretty much on the same, the same longitudinal line essentially, but it's kind of the same thing, honestly. So I don't know what's going on here. It seems like the winters are becoming more mild for a lot of the eastern areas. However, the north, it's still very, very crazy. I don't know. Honestly, that's a really odd thing to look at here. Good, I don't have to go to school on Thursdays. This is Matthew. Yeah, probably. I'm sure that school will be closed for many, many people here. I'm sure. Absolutely. Especially with the ice people. The people in the ice, but also the snow there. With the amount of snow we're expecting here, yeah. No, that's going to be a big problem. That is going to be a very, very big problem here. Absolutely. Let's see, trees will be coming down. Yeah, I would have to say most likely, yes. Yeah, that definitely does seem to be a very, very big probability, which is not good. But like I said, my friends, if you have any questions, if there's a specific area you want me to take a look at, like I said, throw down a zip code, my friends, and we'll plug in the zip code to my program here, and it'll pull me to where you're at, and I can tell you what I expect you to possibly get here out of this. Like I said, the main thing of this channel, guys, is just to make sure you guys are staying safe, make sure you guys are being prepared for the systems, because like I said, obviously, if I have the chance that I could save as many people's lives as possible, I'm going to take it. First off, I love tracking weather. I've always done this. I've always loved it so much, and I've done this for many years. And honestly, and like I said, with on top of it, if there's a possibility I can help people with the knowledge I have to help save lives, you bet I'm going to do it. Okay, so like I said, that's why we go live here. We're going to go live every single night until the event happens. And whenever it happens, we're going to be live with you to walk you through it. Okay, so as it goes through, we're going to be here live with you guys. So if you have any questions in the middle of the snowstorm, let me know. We still got you guys covered. We'll be here for you. Gotcha. Absolutely. Anyways, but that's that here. Let's see. How much of the U.S. will the snowstorm hit, says Bear? So, according here, we're going to bring out the big U.S. view here. So, according to snowfall accumulation out of the system, it's really going to be impacting a lot of the country. A lot of the West, too. We cannot forget that. A lot of the Western country is going to be dealing with a lot of ice, too, essentially. Or, sorry, a lot of snow, too. However, like I said, this is kind of the boundary here that the GFS supports of showing the snowfall. The European model here, on the other hand, honestly, really kind of kicks up the exact same what the European has to say, or what the GFS had to say. The Canadian model here, on the other hand, the Canadian model honestly the Canadian model actually kind of shows that line being pushed down maybe a little bit more south, as you can see. A little bit more south from what it looks like, according to the Canadian model. But the European and the European model and the GFS model They're very, very much on the agreement stack, the agreement factor here, essentially, of where the snow is going to be, essentially. Yeah. But then you also got to think that ice accumulation is going to be a little bit a little bit further south than that snow line there. But anyways, something I actually did not look at is the ice accumulations out of the Canadian. That's something we did not do. Holy cow! Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. No, I think the Canadian model is the most aggressive with the ice here, showing literally. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities here, but the Canadian model shows literally 3/4 of an inch to an inch of ice being possible. And like I said, if that played out, that would not be good. And also, this shows a lot more ice for northeastern Iowa and areas of southern Wisconsin. Shows a lot more ice for those areas there. Is there ice in southeastern Kansas? No. This is not going to be reaching southeastern Kansas in terms of ice here. So there's Kansas. You can see that ice is going to remain. Well, later on in time, there's a little support of a system moving through that might deliver ice. But out of this in particular system here, no, not going to be a concern here. Let's see the European model. Yeah, it shows it obviously there. Yeah, but you can see that little streak that moved through southeastern Kansas does not exist on the European models. But yeah, so like I said, the start of that ice really kind of seems to be across areas of central Iowa, essentially. But anyways, but that's that. Let's see. Flying says, thank you for being live. No problem. Cool says, Andrew, thank you very much for everything you do. No problem, you guys. I really appreciate all of your guys' kind words. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, no matter what, we're going to be here for you. During the craziest and the non craziest times with the weather here, and like I said, things are definitely heating up here. That's for sure. Regarding this winter system, and like I said, I really believe that this is going to be the one of the year, the snowstorm of the year. I really think so. I mean, this is bringing me back like Winter Storm Jonas vibes that I went through, because I ended up measuring like 30 something inches. When that snowstorm impacted the Mid-Atlantic. That was a crazy storm. I love that storm, though. That was so much fun. But obviously the people who had to work in it and stuff like that, no, not really too much fun. But anyways, like I said, though, I mean, seriously, this is a big deal. This is a very, very big deal. I tell you what, my friends, I'm going to go take a bathroom break real quickly for 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to leave the stream rolling and stuff like that. So don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. Like I said, leave a like in the stream if you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoying it as well. Like I said, if you guys would like to support the channel, consider, like I said, hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like. We really appreciate it. If you guys would like to support the channel directly, though, like I said, we have the little dollar icon in the bottom corner of the chat. If you guys would like to send us a donation, like I said, don't worry about it if that's not possible. Like I said, do not worry about it. Just you guys being here is more than enough. Thank you all so much. But yeah, we'll be back here probably in like 5 minutes. So hang tight here. I'm going to keep it on the exact screen I'm on right now. That way you guys can glaze at the possible nasty accumulations and stuff like that. But we'll be back here very, very soon, my friends, and I'll catch you guys here in a few moments.
The morning or evening commutes. The cold wind chills as low as 20 below zero could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. Additional details: there will be 2 main waves of this event. The first Tuesday evening through Wednesday morning will see totals of 4 to 8 inches of snow. There will be a lull before snow picks up again Wednesday evening, where an additional 8 or more inches of snow could fall. Monitor the latest forecast for updates on this situation. Repeating, a winter storm watch has been issued from 6 p.m. Tuesday until 6 p.m. Thursday for the following counties: in Minnesota, Anoka, Carver, Chisago, Dakota, Goodhue, Hennepin, Ramsey, Rice, Scott, Washington, and Wright, and the following counties: in Wisconsin, Pierce, Polk, and St. Croix. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for portions of central Minnesota, east central Minnesota, southeast Minnesota, west central Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, and west central Wisconsin. For tonight, light snow will start tonight and continue into Monday with less than an inch of snow expected. And now the extended outlook for the period Monday through Saturday. Up to 3 inches of accumulating snow is likely along and north of Interstate 94 on Monday, with the highest amounts to the north. For Tuesday through Thursday, a large and slow-moving storm is likely to bring significant snowfall and travel impacts across all of central and southern Minnesota and west central Wisconsin. Consult Winter Storm Watch for additional details. Spotter information statement. Skywarn spotter activation will not be needed. Now the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan area. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening and overnight, then mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of snow late in the night. Lows around 15. West winds up to 10 miles an hour, shifting to the south overnight. Washington's birthday, mostly cloudy. Chance of snow in the morning, then chance of snow and slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 30s.
All right, my friends, we're back. Let's see. Prepper says I didn't wash my hands. I did wash my hands. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Hope everyone's day or everyone's okay. Hope y'all have a good evening / day, depending on where you're from. Says Southern Ink. You too, my friend. Glad to have you here. But like I said, guys, no matter what's going on right now, like I said, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to let me know. Okay. I'm going to make sure you guys are staying safe out there. I want to make sure you guys are, obviously prepared for this system. That's the main thing here. I want you guys to be prepared, okay? I want to make sure you guys are, doing all right and stuff like that. And, once again, just thank you all so much for joining us today. Like I said, obviously, it's really awesome to have everybody here. And very, very thankful for this awesome, amazing community that we have built here, guys. You guys are obviously awesome. I love y'all. And like I said, I just want you guys to be safe out there. And like I said, once again, if you're just now tuning into us, like I said, we are indeed seeing ourselves a very nasty winter system that's actually starting to drive through now. As you can actually start to see here in the north, if we switch over here, if we switch over here towards the areas, like I said, in northern, or in North Dakota, I should say, you can start to see how we're starting to see a lot of snow popping up here. Towards like... areas here towards like Bismarck, from what it looks like, pretty much around Bismarck here. A lot of some more snow showers at the moment, but like I said, if we took that down in time here for later on today, or later on tonight, I should say, you're gonna notice essentially how we're gonna start to get a lot of more of a consistent snowfall to get ready to start happening here. So like I said, for tonight, this is gonna start moving into our areas of like North South Dakota here. Obviously, here for the night into essentially tomorrow morning, kicking through. Obviously here by tomorrow afternoon, this will be across areas of like Minnesota, cutting through areas of Wisconsin by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening-ish. Tomorrow night, this will be still occurring across areas here of Wisconsin, for portions of Michigan, cutting through, and then the morning of the 21st, and that moves out. But then obviously for the morning of the 21st, as that little clipper moves out, the new one moves in, and that's the second wave of snow. And then you start to notice a lot of snow building up down here. That's the third wave. That's going to basically put the nail in the coffin here, put the cherry on top and stuff like that. So that's going to be the big one to drive a lot of snow. And like I said, the bad thing is how long this system is and how slow it's moving. It's going to be a very slow moving storm here. And that's going to obviously allow, if you have a storm that's sitting over one specific area for a long time, you can imagine it. If it's staying if it's staying over you for a very long time, you're going to get those conditions for a very long time. So like I said, that'll lead to heavy accumulations. And like I said, that's kind of what we've been looking at whenever it comes to the accumulations, is just absolutely nuts and very, very aggressive, accumulation amounts and stuff like that. It's just really crazy, really, really crazy. Let's see here. Will this event continue into Friday as well? It'll mostly be out by Friday, which I might go ahead and show you here really quickly. This is the ECMWF model. Let me actually pull up the presentation type and rate to show you like the big event portion. There you go. So there's the big system right there. You can see it moves through. Now you said for Friday, right there is Friday. Now it'll probably be impacting the Northeast here on Friday essentially. But for areas of like the Midwest region and stuff like that, the Northern Plains, obviously starting tonight, cutting through Wednesday, being, let's see, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? I'm not exactly sure. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Could be wrong on that. Yes, tomorrow's Monday. Okay. So, with tomorrow being Monday, like I said, obviously here for, tomorrow, we're going to have the system move through. That little clipper system move through tomorrow. Through Tuesday, we get that second one, and then Wednesday, you can see the big one moves through. So there's your first system right there, the little clipper system. That's your first wave. Second wave pushes through right there, and then the third wave, boom, right there. Big ol' system, essentially. Really crazy. Let's see here. Benjoy says, howdy, Andrew. Can you see what will happen in Toronto on Wednesday and Thursday, if you can? So once again, like I said before many, many times, my program does not reach out to those areas very, very well. I believe Toronto's around in here, right? Somewhere around in that zone. So the Europe, obviously, when it comes to the snowfall here, you're probably going to deal with a bit of snow, then it's probably going to turn into more ice, from what it looks like. However, that could that's just one model's opinion here. Let's see. We're going to take a look at the overall accumulations here. Once again, I believe you're right around in here. European model here supports maybe 6 to 10 inches. Which I know you guys go off of centimeters, right? Which is 2.5 centimeters in an inch. So 2.5 times 6 and 2.5 times 10. Whatever that is. That's your range, essentially. But yeah, that looks possible. That definitely looks possible there. But let's see, the American GFS model. This one supports, let's see. Yeah, this one supports less, maybe 3 to 6. So, a little early to tell, I guess. Gino says, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a very, let's see, well, it's not 80 inches like Buffalo got. Oh, yeah, no, that was crazy. that was crazy. Yeah, absolutely. That was, all that lake effect snow that, the areas in Buffalo got. Oh, yeah, no, that was a really bad event. That was a big problem. But you see that big streak across the north, guys? Like I said, that's the big event. Personally, I would love if the system stretched all the way down to like this. Why can't areas of like, Kentucky get any snow? Before the winter ends, I say we get like a big streak snower. I guess that's what you would call it. A big streaked snowstorm to go across these areas. Just cut straight through those grounds. That's what I think. That's that would be pretty cool, right? That would be pretty nice. But like I said, I really think that the window gap for us down here is closing very quickly. Unfortunately, I mean we're already pushing through the. We're basically already pushing through the the middle portion of February right now, so we're losing our opportunity here. Which, I mean, snow typically carries on into March, yes, but around April is whenever it starts to really shut down, which sucks. But then we have the severe weather problem in April and stuff. So that's that. We have the big severe weather problem in April. But once again, guys, like I said, as a blend of models here, as what the models do suggest, areas towards Minneapolis, potentially could be dealing with well over 8 foot of snow, and perhaps maybe even near 2 feet being possible in some areas. Yeah, that seems very probable. It does. Let's see. Jonathan says, not about this storm, but what are my thoughts on March for Texas? So, okay, let me actually pull this up for you. There's a climatology model I want to look at for you. Big ridging across the southeast there. Let's see if that would, we're going to bring this more, what, does this not allow south central? What? Okay, well anyways, we're just going to look at it this way. Precipitation anomaly, so you said here for March, right? So for next month. So we move into the first week of March. Texas is looking pretty much dry. Yeah, honestly, it looks like March is gonna be pretty dry for Texas. However, kind of mid-March, it looks possible that could be a little bit more above average or normal there towards the northeastern areas. I should probably switch this to a better view for you. There you go. That looks a lot better. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. It looks mostly dry as of now. Temperatures, wow, yeah, looking a little above average there for the most part. I'll tell you what though, the west is looking very cold, a lot more colder than normal. That's that, Jonathan. But anyways, my friends, once again, if you have any questions, once again, feel free to let me know. If you have not already, consider hitting that subscribe button, my friends. It'll be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you all for hanging out with us and all of that fun stuff. And like I said, once again, tomorrow night, we're gonna be giving you guys another update here on the on this event here. Like I said, this is this is potentially gonna be a nasty one, guys. This is probably gonna be a pretty aggressive storm here. Like I said, with some areas likely seeing over 20 inches being actually likely, which is not good. And like I said, depending on which model you look at, I mean, there is models out there that does support, nearly 30 inches. Like, actually, a couple of the main ones do support that too, which is just crazy. I mean, look at this. Here, the GFS model here across, more specifically these regions here, right? So across the GFS, the American model, those areas there is supporting 2 feet or higher. So 2+ feet or higher there, according to the GFS. The European model, on the other hand, we're gonna have to go up 12Z because that one's not does not go out as far for the whole entire event. There we go. Yeah, the European model here shows these areas here being at that 2+ feet area. So you can kind of see how a lot of the models here are supporting it. A lot of the models there are indeed supporting this. So that's kind of the thing here. And of course we have the Canadian model here, and once again, the Canadian model is probably the most aggressive model out of them all, and shows that 2+ feet area being like right there. Let me actually use a different color. Yeah, so that's kind of showing the 2+ feet area. So you see how all of them are kind of densely compacted, across mostly these areas here. So these areas are in the big question mark. The big concern here right now. Jenny says, hi, what's up, Jenny? Let's see. Okay, so probably not going to get any big snow in March. No, probably not, Jonathan. I think, like I said, I think your window is closing, just like it is for a lot of people, unfortunately. Yeah, your window is definitely closing. That's for sure. And like I said, it's definitely pretty nasty here. So, and then like I said, between the models here, everywhere you see this, essentially that maroon color, that's that 1 foot area. So everywhere here is expected to see, according to this model, about a foot of snow, which is pretty crazy. Definitely is pretty crazy. Let's see here. Jenny says, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much, Jenny. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, so that's the GDPS model there that supported all that snow there. The GFS model, let's see, we track this down in time here. The GFS model, yeah, this one shows, look at that. This one shows all that activity. So that's your foot boundary according to the GFS. A little bit further south, as you can tell, according to what the what was that? The GDPS model had to say there, essentially. And then you have this guy. This is the European, and this one's actually pretty agreement between both of them, essentially. Let's see here. Jenny with a $10 super chat. Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. That's super nice of you. Thank you so much. That's super nice of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny. Let's see. Any ice accumulation for Des Moines, Iowa? So Nicholas, actually, we were watching an area here near Des Moines here. Because one of my viewers here is actually towards that area, actually towards Stewart, Iowa, which is just west of you. So for Des Moines, Iowa here, whenever it comes to ice accumulations, it appears, I mean, you're right on the line. Okay, according to the European model, you are right smack dab on the line there of seeing nothing and seeing the potential of some ice. However, the American GFS does support some ice towards your location. Okay, so there's still a little bit of disagreement, as you can kind of tell. There's still a little bit of a little bit of disagreement here, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, whenever I take a look here, I'm going to move over here back to, let's see, we're going to move over here to the blend of models, actually. I'm going to pull the blend here. So the blend of models here does not really support too much, but it does have a little bit of ice being possible. So that's kind of what we are looking at there. So with that being said, yeah, with that being said there, like I said, we are seeing maybe a little bit of ice being possible, but that's still kind of a subject to change, right? Because the models are not really agreeing on that right now, essentially. So keep that in mind. And like I said, tell me to do this tomorrow. So yeah, tell me to do this tomorrow, Nicholas. When we go live tomorrow, probably around the same time, and I will give you an update on it. Absolutely. I will definitely give you an update. Let's see. Scott Clark says hello. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are super sweet in the chat. But once again, yeah, thank you so much, Jenny. I have to give a big shout out to all of our supporters today. Jenny, let's see, remarkably average Jane. We have Ryan. We have Jennifer. We had ourselves, Ryan again. Twice. We have Proxy here, Kendall. Yeah, all of you guys, seriously, thank you so much. Let's see, I remember 2 years ago when Texas got a half an inch of ice with several inches of snow in the crazy cold. I remember that too. We'll see. Yeah, obviously wind's going to be a big question. Yeah. Wind's going to be a big question here. Let's see here. Kind of looks like that's going to be a bit north. Yeah. Purpose's question, your use of live webcams is great. Is there one site that I use found my trial or error? So with the webcams I get, I use a whole bunch of different sources. Not all the time there's no one program, if that's what you're asking, that has all these cameras. No, I have to use different programs, unfortunately, or different websites, and I usually have to search them and find them every time I look for a specific area. Let's see, I live out in the country, so it's wide open. Gonna be 6-foot drifts. Yeah, that's not good. That's actually really not good. Yeah, those drifts can be pretty brutal. Yeah, especially with the wind gusts here. Like I said, I want to go ahead and show you guys something real quickly. So, according to the National Weather Service blend of models here, when taking a look here over the snowfall, once again, it's just a blend opinion. This is not saying exactly how much snow we're going to see, but it's just a blended opinion. These areas here over a foot, according to that. But I really think that could be quite possible further west here, according to what all the other models literally had to say there. Because this one takes all the main models, and it takes all the not so common models, essentially. If that makes any sense. Which the not so common ones are not always accurate. But anyways, regardless. But like I said, with that being said there, those areas there is expected to see basically, over a foot, essentially being possible there. So that's kind of that. But like I said, what I was wanting to show you guys is, the wind gusts out of this. So once again, I circled those areas that's looking likely to see over a foot, right? I circled those areas here. But look at the wind gusts here being possible. So out of this system here, like I said, obviously between, Wednesday and Thursday, we're literally seeing maybe 40, nearly 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Mostly kind of around maybe 30, 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Could be a very big problem, right? Could be a very, very big problem whenever it comes to in the wind. So, like I said, I'm talking like big blizzard conditions here. Can I make the map a touch smaller? What map? What, this here? Maybe a little bit smaller? Scott? Not sure exactly what you mean by that. Let's see here. Back evening all. It's time to kill. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing good. What, do you mean like me to zoom in for an area or to pull out from an area? Anyways. But yeah, so like I said, obviously those wind gusts is going to be a big problem. Could I make it a touch smaller? So you mean this whole map right here? This whole thing a bit smaller? I'm still not sure if I understand what you're trying to say. You want me to zoom out like that or something? Or make it... Oh, I can't see the Great Lakes. Oh, okay. So you want me to zoom into the Great Lakes. Okay, I can do that for you. So the Midwest region, that's probably where you want to see, huh? So is there a specific area, Scott, that you want me to look at? You want me to look here in the northeast here? There we go. Yeah, there's all the Great Lakes right around in here. But yeah, I mean, also the Great Lakes is probably going to see some gusty winds out of this here, too. Let's see. Scott says, yes, that's better. Okay, cool. So I'll move back to the Midwest, I guess. But yeah, that's that. It's going to be pretty crazy. I think he says zoom out to see the Great Lakes. Yeah, I got it. I got it, Ashley. Let's see. We're gonna pull up back the blend here according to the. There you go. Like I said, that's the projected accumulations here. Essentially, by like I said, that's the projected accumulations here. Essentially by all the model standards essentially. But like I said, the major models we look at to typically forecast snow is showing a heck of a lot more snow. And honestly, I have to roll with what the mixture between the major models has to say versus the other ones. I mean, look at this. Look at this. These areas here, that foot boundary, according to the GFS, could track its way there, essentially. So everything up north. So that's basically a foot right there, according to the GFS. The ECMWF, the European model here. Oh yeah, I have to drop down the 12Z. Yeah, the 18Z run, the latest run that they put out here, does not go out as far. But look at that. So yeah, the European model actually agrees on pretty much the exact same thing that the GFS did. Like I said, it's very crazy. We are in some serious agreement here. However, it does show a little that line, obviously starting off the same essentially, but kind of driving a little bit more further south. Actually, a little bit more south than that, what I drew. Yeah, kind of more like that in a way, right? But still, overall, I mean, keeps that about the same here. The GDPS model, the Canadian model here. Yeah, the Canadian model actually supports the foot all the way up here. All the way up there and higher. But it has the lowest point, obviously a little bit lower, kind of something like that. So, like I said, I mean, these areas, essentially these areas in here has a very good possibility of seeing over a foot of snow. It's possible. Northern Virginia has not had any winter weather. Yeah, I know, Jenny. It's been a very, very, very crazy, very, very crazy winter. Denny says, I'm back. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Can I look at 51250 for me? Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I got you. So let's see. 51250. This is across areas of, let's see. This is in Sioux Center, Iowa. Okay. So, gotcha. So you're in the northwestern area here of Iowa. So, on a local scale for you, my friend, whenever it comes to Iowa. So obviously you're up there towards the Lamars, as we've determined here. Whenever it comes to the snowfall accumulation, according to GFS, you're right there around, you're on a strong gradient line still. That's what we were looking at yesterday. Is not far to your south drops the accumulations, not far to your north increases the accumulation. So the median there is kind of showing around 7 inches, right? So we have to take a range here. So probably, I hate doing this, such a big gap, but 5 to 10 inches is possible according to the GFS. So GFS supports 5 to 10 essentially. Let's see, the European model here. European model there supports nearly more, maybe more like 8 to 12 being possible. So maybe more like 8 to 12 according to the ECMWF. And then we have the GDPS model. This one is the Canadian model here. Which, yeah, I forgot. This one does not zoom in very far. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, there you go. So this one actually shows a little bit less. Maybe more like 3 to 5 being possible. So we got 3 to 5, 5 to 10, 8 to 12. So it would be kind of best, right, that we say 4 to 8 inches as of right now. Right, so just kind of average it all, right? But that's that. Haley, no. Let's see here. But anyways, that's that. Yeah, there's a lot more than that little scene yesterday that made me want to do that. So I'm sorry, but no. But once again, like I said, if you guys have any questions here, feel free to let me know, and we'll be here. RH Outdoor says, how much will St. Francis, Minnesota get? Gotcha. Let's see. So like I said, obviously Minnesota is kind of like the most impacted area out of this here. Let's see. St. Francis, Minnesota. This is right here. Okay, you're north of St. Paul. So you're north of Minneapolis, basically. Okay. So anyways, so for you, my friend, obviously if we zoom in here towards... We're going to take a look at the GFS real quickly. We switch over here towards Minnesota. Like I said, you're north of Minneapolis. You're not far north. You're kind of right around in here, right? So according to GFS here, we're talking well over a foot being possible, right? Definitely pretty crazy. So well over a foot being possible here. Definitely being possible there. European model, on the other hand, whenever it comes to the accumulations, still supports well over a foot being possible. So maybe near one, like I said, maybe essentially near 1 foot to 1.5 feet being possible. GDPS model here, if we switch over towards Midwest region for you, yeah. Now this one shows maybe more towards 2 feet. So I'm gonna say right now you should probably, like I said, y'all should probably be in the aspect there of once again maybe up to a foot. Keep that in mind there, RH. I would expect around a foot right now, but you never know. Some models shows more, some models shows less. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to go off the low accumulation right now, but we'll keep that in mind. Things can definitely change here. Regardless though, it's been crazy. It's been very, very crazy. Which, like I said, definitely is a little bit crazy. But anyways, that's that. But like I said, once again, my friends, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Yeah, here pretty soon, I'm probably gonna head off here, guys, because I have my girlfriend in town, and tomorrow's our last day together, which is sad, but we were here for almost an hour, guys. So if there's anything that we can do for you, like I said, before I head off, if there's anything that I can do for you guys before I head off here, please let me know. Like I said, we got you covered here. If you guys are enjoying the coverage, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, guys. Be greatly appreciated. Like I said, we got your back here before and during and after the event. We're here for you guys. I want you guys to stay safe out there and all that fun stuff. Like I said, obviously, I hate seeing you guys being in that dangerous way when it comes to weather, because like I said, this storm system is not good. Bringing some big ice. Bringing some big. Bring some big ice, bring in some big snow and all that stuff there, and all that stuff. But anyways, let's see here. Blake says, how much snow from Michigan on the European model? Well, as you may or may not know, like I said, obviously you can't just trust the European model, but I'll show you really quickly. So, the European model's opinion here for areas of Michigan, with the snow, between what all the major models really had to say here, is that the most northern tip areas here of Michigan, it's kind of showing well over a foot. That definitely seems quite probable here. But all that stuff there. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So basically over a foot here looks quite possible between all the models we've looked at. Anyways, but that's that. So how's the weather? I appreciate your work, Andrew, says Ashley. Oh, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. So right now, I'm going to show you the current view of the nation at the moment. We got ourselves a little bit of a moisture kick across the south here right now. Like I said, obviously, moving through right now. We got the beginning of this event already starting to play out here on the current radar view. You can actually notice how we have a lot of this moisture starting to drive down in this direction, essentially. So you can actually see here, how we are seeing... like I said, you can really see there how we are starting to see a lot of that moisture move through. That's the beginning stages of this event here. Like I said, we take a look here back over the satellite view. You can really see this big old jet. Like I said, this big guy right here driving all of this moisture into the United States. That's basically what this system is doing. It's just dumping a bunch of moisture in. And then we have this high pressure right here, which you can barely see because of my marker. But this is driving a bunch of moisture from the southwest to the south. So basically, we have like this collision going on here in the atmosphere, which is basically creating so much moisture for the country, and that's just going to lead to a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of activity, stuff like that. Let's see here. Well, Northern Virginia gets snow. Jenny, I hate to say this, but no, not anytime soon. Let's see here. Huntsville, Alabama, and the link of fire. Your appreciated local news does not do weather like they use until events aftermath. Anyone knows the groundhog saw a shadow. 4 more weeks of winter. Yeah, absolutely. So, Alabama and the link of fire. So you're talking about like the fire concern for Alabama. Well, obviously, okay. So fire conditions is obviously created when you have low humidity. You've got strong winds. Let me actually go ahead and bring this back over to the main models. Obviously, they're for Alabama. So, obviously, low humidity, strong winds, and all that fun stuff. As of now, the Storm Prediction Center does have a a thing for fire concerns, which we can look at briefly. Fire weather does not look possible over the next little bit. So there's no threat of fire weather anytime soon, which is good, which is really, really good. Let's see here. Can you check 55387 for my uncle? Yeah, of course. I can do that for you. Let's see here. We're gonna. Oh, you said. Wait, what'd you say? Oh, he lives in the suburbs of Minneapolis. So, like I said, we've actually already talked about Minneapolis quite a bit here. The thing about Minneapolis is the fact that we are seeing, like I said, a lot of potential of some heavy. The big potential there of some heavy snow. Like I said, over a foot looks quite likely, probably near 2 feet possible. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. Thank you for keeping the peace and respect for NW916. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Y'all, this could be a big storm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I look at Kansas? Well, Kansas City. It's not expected to see really much of anything anytime soon. You, my friend, yeah, no. Yeah, we're not looking really much of anything snow related, which is good news. So you're fine. Jenny says thank you, Andrew. No problem, and thank you so much for supporting the channel there, Jenny. Before I go, can you tell us what the winning lottery numbers is for tomorrow? I'm asking for a friend. So it's 10, 12, 14. Wait, hold on. 10, 12. I'm not. 10, 9, 7, 4, 3, 6. I don't even know how many digits there is, but there you go. That's the winning numbers. That's what you want. Okay? Just letting y'all know. For the future reference. I mean, I guess I am a forecaster after all, so why can't I forecast the lottery numbers, right? I wish it was that easy. Shoot, I'd be a multi-millionaire. I'd be a billionaire. What am I saying? I'd be a billionaire if I could forecast the lottery numbers. But the only thing I can really forecast is the weather here, so. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. But anyways, guys, like I said, any final questions you may have, once again, feel free to let me know. If not, like I said, obviously, thank you all so much for joining us. If you have not already considered hitting that subscribe button, leave a like on the, like I said, leave a like on this live stream if you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing ourselves another live stream similar to this here. Like I said, we're going to be giving you guys more later updates tomorrow. Obviously, every day until the storm gets here. Like I said, obviously tonight we got ourselves a little clipper system moving through the north. Like I said, obviously for areas of we're already starting to pop up there towards North Dakota. And like I said, we take a look here back over at the future radar here. Regarding the activity for tonight. Like I said, obviously we're going to see ourselves this little clipper system roll through for tonight, tracking through tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. It should be over across areas of Minnesota into the upper state of Michigan. Cutting through Wisconsin tomorrow evening, and obviously for the morning of the 21st, going to continue throughout areas here of Michigan. And then we have the big snowstorm that's going to be kicking up right behind it for the following days after. All right, my friends. Well, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. Like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like, guys. Share this with your friends and family. Like I said, share the channel. You guys be greatly appreciated. Spread the word out there. Like I said, tell them to hit that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated, my friends. Like I said, obviously, the more that we can spread the word, the better. Like I said, I'm going to make sure that you guys are staying safe out there and all that fun stuff. So we'll continue to be on the lookout for you guys. Got you all covered. But once again, one last time, a big shout out goes to our donators here: Jenny, Remarkably Average Jane, Ryan, Jennifer, and of course Proxy. We also have Kendall as well. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You guys absolutely rock. Appreciate all of you guys. Love you all. Please stay safe out there with this big event here. Like I said, we have a pretty nasty. Like I said, we have a pretty nasty system on the way here. Bringing ice, bringing obviously in terms of sleet, freezing rain, severe storms being possible, and even very heavy snowfall with several feet in some areas being possible. It's just absolutely a nasty storm here. So we'll definitely continue to pay attention, and we'll continue to monitor this and stuff like that. But anyways, my friends, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. The stream is going to head off here in approximately 3 minutes. We'll give this 3 minutes so you guys can have some time to say goodbye to your friends and family. and everything like that who just might be hanging around in chat, my friends. But once again, until next time, my friends, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. Once again, please stay safe out there, guys, and we will catch you guys here in the next one. Stay safe, my friends. Love y'all, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows around 12. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 20s. Again, the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan area for tonight. Partly cloudy this evening and overnight. Then mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of snow late in the night. Lows around 15. West winds up to 10 miles an hour, shifting to the south overnight. This is weather radio station KEC 65 Minneapolis, St. Paul. On a frequency of 162.550 megahertz. Serving listeners throughout much of east central Minnesota and west central Wisconsin. We broadcast from the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Chanhassen, Minnesota. And transmit from the KSTP Eyewitness News Television Tower in St. Paul. The current time is 8:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. Winter storm watch in effect from Tuesday evening through Thursday afternoon. What? Heavy snow possible. Total snow accumulations of greater than 12 inches possible. Winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour and lead to areas of blowing snow, blizzard conditions possible. Where? Portions of central, east central, south central, southeast and west central Minnesota and northwest and west central Wisconsin. When? From Tuesday evening through Thursday afternoon. The following impacts are expected. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. Areas of blowing snow could significantly reduce visibility. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commutes. The cold wind chills as low as 20 below zero could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. Additional details: there will be two main waves of this event. The first Tuesday evening through Wednesday morning will see totals of 4 to 8 inches of snow. There will be a lull before snow picks up again Wednesday evening, where an additional 8 or more inches of snow could fall. Monitor the latest forecast for updates on this situation. Repeating, a winter storm watch has been issued from 6 p.m. Tuesday until 6 p.m. Thursday for the following counties in Minnesota: Anoka, Carver, Chisago, Dakota, Goodhue, Hennepin, Ramsey, Rice, Scott, Washington, and Wright, and the following counties in Wisconsin: Pierce, Polk, and St. Croix. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for portions of central Minnesota, east central Minnesota, southeast Minnesota, west central Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, and west central Wisconsin. For tonight, light snow will start tonight and continue into Monday with less than an inch of snow expected. And now the extended outlook for the period Monday through Saturday. Up to 3